and true followers and members of the YWC. Brian Crazy.
JC Styles.
And this is F and True Wrestling. We're back with the F and brand of wrestling and entertainment here on YouTube.com. We're here to bring you your SmackDown results for tonight, October 14th, 2011. I thought it was a pretty good show tonight.
It was pretty good. I mean, I thought that the show started off pretty well good. We actually got to see our buddies over at Most Extreme Wrestling with their huge John Morrison sign. Would have been nice if they would have had like an F and True Wrestling banner. It would have been real cool. And poor Crystal, every time Chronix lifted it up, like she had to stand up or go like this.
Yeah, she was like this. Well, even like Chronix had to sign up, so it was like.
And then he was like this, resting his hands like he was going to sleep.
And you just see him watching like the whole show off of it. But please check out Most Extreme Wrestling. They're awesome shooters here on YouTube. It's a husband and wife team. I believe the first that do wrestling reviews here on YouTube.
Wife and husband and wife, yeah. Also, they actually, two things. Crystal actually caught HBK's hat, and she also got John Morrison's t-shirt. So, I mean, she actually racked up that night.
What an awesome experience for them, though, to be able to catch the merchandise, have the superstars recognize that the fans appreciate them so much, especially John Morrison. I mean, they're signed, guys. It's not a typical poster board. I mean, this thing is
like
massive.
3 sections like this big.
Massive. I mean, it took a lot of work to create this thing, and it's nice that the superstar recognized the fan.
And they're part of the F and True Click.
They are part of the F and True Click.
And F and True Entertainment.
Yes, F and True Entertainment. They recently joined us on F and True Entertainment. If you guys haven't checked out that channel, we produce everything non-wrestling related there. And F and True Click is a wrestling roundtable discussion channel, us and all the members. It's not like the typical factions you see here on YouTube. We're not, out
drama-free.
There's no drama. We're not out to destroy the YWC or
talk wrestling.
Any of that nonsense, But SmackDown starts off on
Before we get into SmackDown, I just want to say one thing.
Sure.
Don't know if you guys happen to check out stars of wrestling, like in TV shows or anything like that. But Edge's show, Sanctuary, I actually got to catch an episode of it earlier this afternoon, and I was actually impressed with Edge's acting. Like, I'm surprised WWE hasn't offered him a couple of movie roles. Even though that he's not really still in contract with WWE, I'm sure he's still, in contract. He's just not as an active wrestler, because, I mean...
Well, I'm sure his contract had a certain, period left to it. When the injury came up, how many years were left on Edge's deal? It could have been 2 months. It could have been 2 years. Unfortunately, we don't have that information.
So check it out. It's on Sci-Fi every Friday night after SmackDown. And
yeah, I just caught the first couple minutes just now as I was waiting to catch up with JC to do this review. So we start off and we find out that SmackDown is now the second longest running weekly episodic television show in history. It is only behind Monday Night Raw. It is actually beaten out one of the most legendary television shows of history, Gunsmoke, in number of episodes. Currently just by 1, but every week SmackDown is on. Excuse me, guys. It will progress. So we start off with the big 41-man... Well, before we get into the 41-man Battle Royal, we have a dark match. We see Brodus Clay defeat a local talent, and then we go into the D-Generation X segment, where DX teases possibly WrestleMania 29 in Dallas.
Yes.
So for all you fans out there...
Oh, WrestleMania 29? I thought it was WrestleMania 28.
28 is this coming year.
Yeah, I thought that they were teasing WrestleMania 29.
Yeah, they're teasing...
28, I mean.
No, they're teasing 29 in Dallas.
Oh, okay.
They were saying, because they're trying to feel out what cities would be good for WrestleMania right now.
Yeah.
So that was part of that. So then we start off with Teddy and John Laurinaitis. They discussed that SmackDown's now the longest running weekly episodic television show in history. They announced that there'll be a 41-man Battle Royal. The winner of this Battle Royal can have a shot against any title that he chooses. I mean, we see a lot of talent in this match.
Yeah, we see superstars from Raw and SmackDown, anywhere going from the reigns of Yoshitatsu all the way to Christian on Orton on SmackDown.
Yeah, NXT stars were out there. William Regal, who I haven't seen on TV in quite some time, he was out there. Even
Matt Striker
with
his blue basketball shorts.
Matt Striker hasn't been an active wrestler in years. He wasn't actually a bad talent either. Matt Striker is actually a really cool success story. I mean, the guy was a high school teacher. He used to take days off so he could wrestle. Unfortunately, he got fired when they found out about it because he said he was sick when he's actually trying to, perfect his craft. And, he made it up into the world of professional wrestling. So, hats off to Striker. So we get into the 41-man Battle Royal. I mean, Sheamus at the end was just dominating. He took out, half the superstars easily. But we get down to Miz and Randy Orton, and one of the sickest maneuvers of the night, we saw an RKO on the apron.
Yeah. I mean, there was a little bit of confusion on who won the match after several reviews of the replay. I don't know how many ways you have to look at it. I think they tried everything from side shots, above shots. I think next thing they were going to do is they were probably going to do a below shot. But it was actually pretty interesting how the way we saw Orton hit the RKO.
So wait a minute, Hornswoggle has a camera and he's under the ring and there's really a hole in the apron.
Yes.
I knew it!
But it was actually a pretty interesting finish to the match. Obviously, we know Orton wound up winning and going on and announcing that he wanted to face Mark Henry for later in the night.
Yes, Randy Orton promised vengeance on Monday night, which I actually thought that was pretty cool, how he did the little voiceover and then his music started. That worked very well. I liked how that whole thing played off. Then we go into a non-title Divas match. We see the Glamazon Beth Phoenix go against Kelly Kelly. And Kelly Kelly's really developed a mean streak in the last couple weeks, and I do have to say, she's really sharpened her technical wrestling ability. But unfortunately, it just wasn't enough to, conquer the Glamazon tonight. The Glamazon won with a huge Glam Slam. 1, 2, 3.
Which we saw more signage from Most Extreme Wrestling during this.
We sure did. Just Crystal was like...
Yeah, she was, at one point she was like, on her tippy toes, I think. But it was a pretty good match. I'm glad that that WWE is starting to recognize Beth Phoenix power again, and they're not making her out to be a joke this time around with the Divas title.
Well, when she first broke in, she was a strong competitor.
Yeah, but then when she broke in, look how many wrestlers were still around. You had Mickie James, you had Gail Kim, you had, I think Lita was still around.
Yeah, the competition was at a different level at that point, but they're bringing it back to that place, and that's where I got to commend the WWE for. Between the Divas division, what they're doing with the IC division, the US division, and even the tag division, they have really amped up the mid card.
Yes,
and we got to give them a lot of credit for that, because that's not an easy change to make overnight, and somehow within the last few months they really pulled it off.
Yeah, they did.
So then we go into a backstage segment with Air Boom, Zack Ryder. Then we see Vicky Guerrero come in. She demands a title shot.
Oh, that was so funny. Woo, holla, woo, 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 holla, holla, holla. That was, I marked out for that. That was funny. As you all know, I'm a huge Zack Ryder fan. My Zack Ryder purchase is coming in the next couple of weeks. I know, as of right now, I'm going. Hopefully Brian will be able to go and be able to document the day. For F and True Wrestling, K&M All-Stars here in the Crystal Mall here in, where is it?
Waterford,
Connecticut.
Waterford, Connecticut.
On December 8th, which is a Thursday night, Zack Ryder will be signing autographs. It's $75 for a VIP ticket. You get a picture and 2 autographs from Zack Ryder. 8x10 is separate, but hopefully we'll be able to document the night and really have a good blast.
K&M All-Star Sports, if you guys are from the Connecticut region or even from Rhode Island, from Rhode Island I would assume it would only be about a half an hour ride if you were in the greater Providence region. I met Kurt Angle there, I met Madison Rayne there, JC was fortunate enough to meet, at the time, World's Heavyweight Champion Ken Anderson. He got to meet Sunny, which if you guys aren't too familiar with Sunny, remember she was the valet for the Legion of Doom.
She was the manager for the Body Donnas, Skip and Kip.
Skip and Zip.
Oh, Skip and Zip, I'm sorry.
The legendary Chris Candido, rest in peace, Chris Candido, you were an incredible talent. And do you know actually Dan the Beast Severn beat Chris Candido for the NWA title? I didn't know that until earlier today. But interesting tidbit, I am a huge fan of old school wrestling, so the more I can watch and the more I can learn. And actually, watching old clips, Dan the Beast Severn was nasty, dude. Really nasty. If you guys don't know too much about him, Google him real quick. Kind of have this porn star mustache thing going on, but don't let that, turn you off from the guy. Then we go into what is supposed to be Sin Cara Azul versus Justin Gabriel. Now, before Sin Cara Azul even makes it out to the ringside area, Sin Cara Negro attacks him, takes his mask, and comes out.
What a way to separate the two. Azul, which is blue, and Negro, which is Spanish for black. And it's just really funny that the way that they did this. And on top of that, they
changed their entrance music.
He changed the
which I really liked.
The Black Sin Cara had changed the music since he switched. No.
But at Hell in a Cell when they fought, he had this really twisted, crazy, almost like Funhouse sounding music.
Yeah, he still has that.
It was different.
But the Blue Sin Cara has a new reamped version, which I hope is in WWE 12. But it's Method Man. I think Method Man halfway through the song starts to rap or something, but the beat was made by Method Man.
Really? I didn't even know that.
So I don't know.
Interesting tidbit that JC Styles of Infantry Wrestling.
I might have misheard Michael Cole. All I know is I heard Sin Cara, Method Man theme. That was it.
Okay. Fair enough. If you guys want to know more info, we'll try to find something, drop it in the description box. If you don't see anything below, the search box is above. It only takes a couple strokes
and
to
click
find
that
out.
subscribe button if you haven't already.
Yes, it's yellow, and it says SUBSCRIBE. Now, then we go into the next match. We see Alberto Del Rio go against Sheamus, and yet again, Christian screws over Sheamus. Now, this has been a recurring theme week after week. We see Christian cost Sheamus the 41-man Battle Royal.
Yes.
Christian was eliminated, came back into the match, eliminated Sheamus. Later in the night, Christian interferes. Alberto Del Rio picks up the win over Sheamus, and Sheamus was so dominant in this match. They have really made Sheamus a made man in the WWE.
Well, he's WWE's Great White.
You know what? I wasn't going to go into it, but there's just so many things that are wrong with that. I understand where they're coming from. You know, the Great White Whale and
Great White Shark.
Well, the Great White Whale and Moby Dick.
Well, I think that they're talking about, when they mean Great White, I think there's some anonymizing, whatever the word is, they're trying to put him in the same category as a Great White Shark. He's
Okay.
the WWE's Great White Shark.
Oh, I thought they meant like the Great White Whale, like
No.
Captain Ahab and Moby Dick.
No.
Whatever.
That'd be so wrong.
It's
But-
wrong anyway. He's the most light, fair skinned, fair white skinned guy.
You know what they should do? They should. I can see it. Sheamus' new shirt. It has on the back. It has the Celtic cross that he has, the Celtic cross, the Irish cross, and then on the front it's going to be a big white bottle, and Sheamus is going to be there like this, and it's going to be say Shamox, and it's going to be a mock of Malox.
But you know what? You know what's so wrong about that? Calling him the Great White because he is the whitest guy on the roster. That's like calling Mark Henry the Great Black. I mean, that's just like horrible. You know, I mean, I don't think we need to bring the race issue in it at all into here. You know what I mean? Because me and JC Styles are completely the most accepting people on this planet. It doesn't matter what religion you are, what culture you're from. If you're a cool dude, we'll accept you. We don't believe
Except for carnies.
those damn carnies, and my wife hates clowns. But moving on, then we go into Ryder and Kingston. They pick up the win over Swagger and Ziggler. It was a pretty decent match. It wasn't too eventful.
And then again, we see Chronics from Most Extreme Wrestling over Vicky Guerrero's shoulder. Well, no, he wasn't holding the sign. He was just like standing up, and he was like this. Like, I think he was trying to get on camera, but they didn't know that he was already on camera.
Oh, they were on camera the entire night. I mean, man, if we could go to a show and actually get that much exposure.
I don't know. I would have been, if I was, in my opinion, if I was Chronics, I probably would have kicked the kid in the ass that was sitting in front of him. Because I think there was a couple of times he got up and Chronics was like trying to, I see Chronics trying to peek around. I don't know.
Well, I'd do the black and red faceplate and do effing and have Joey have true. And I'm just hoping that we sit like this because it would be true effing and it wouldn't make much sense. But we move into the final segment of the night. We see Randy Orton go against Mark Henry. And yet again, we don't have a clean finish to this.
Yes.
We see Cody Rhodes get involved. And JC, I'll let you take it.
We see Cody get involved. Then we see Orton try to go for the DDT, try to cut him off, Cody off. Then we see Mark Henry kind of sneak up behind Orton and club him. Then they kind of both jump on Orton. Cody runs out, grabs the paper bag, and they're in the ring. They're beating down on Orton, and then Big Show comes out, takes it to Mark Henry, and then just when you see Big Show's gonna do the choke slam, he throws Cody to Orton. Orton hits the RKO, and then in the middle of Mark Henry, Orton beating down on Henry. Orton kind of just pushes Mark Henry towards Big Show, and Big Show just picked him up. And now, usually, Big Show, they don't really get a lot of height off the chokeslam when Mark Henry gets chokeslammed because he's such a big guy. He can't really jump up.
That was a huge chokeslam.
But I think to sell the chokeslam and sell the feud more, I think that they actually had Henry jump as high as he can, and then Big Show kind of help him up more because he got pretty good. He must have got this high off the ground.
Oh, there was great elevation. And here's another interesting tidbit that me and JC were texting back and forth during this episode of SmackDown, and I figured out, all right, there was 41 men in the Battle Royal. And I'll say each man was an average of 200 pounds. Some were heavier, some were lighter. That's where I came up with this average of 200 pounds. That's 8,400 pounds That is 4+ tons. Now, was the ring reinforced tonight, or is the ring just truly that
Well, if you
strong?
notice, it really wasn't a lot of heavyweights in the ring. I mean, I don't even think Big Show was in there.
But that's still 4 tons.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like taking both my Honda Civics and like parking them on top of you. That would have to be a really strong ring.
Also, also another funny thing is that they're giving Mark Henry this title run, but yet they didn't. I can understand it because they wanted to do it because Big Show was coming back and everything, but yet Mark Henry's having a longer title run, his first world title run, longer than Christian's first world title run.
Because Mark Henry's so dominant right now. They have positioned Mark Henry in such a good place. I mean, they've taken Mark Henry, who's been, at the lowest point in the WWE, now he's at the highest point in the WWE. And they have really revitalized him. They've turned him
kind of repackaged him a little bit.
Repackaged him, turned him into a relevant figure once again, and now him in his Hall of Pain. I mean, how many people have been added to the Hall of Pain?
I don't know. You had Big Show was the first, Kane,
Vladimir Kozlov,
Vladimir. You had Khali. Then you had numerous WWE staff.
Jerry Lawler. Remember the ring tech? Not the ring tech, or the
stage tech.
The stage tech. Correct.
But guys, before we get cut off for tonight, let's just take those stupid glasses off.
Joey.
No.
Get the tables.
No. All right. So now that Brian's done doing his little imitation of Bully Ray, no. All right. So I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. You know the routine. Please subscribe to us or follow us on Facebook. No. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. We not trying to take anything from Zack Ryder. I'm just saying follow us on Twitter because we do have a Twitter account. Please check out F and True Entertainment, F and True Click, and the members of the F and True Click, Most Extreme Wrestling, We Are Pro Wrestling, WCWI, and all the other members of the F and True Click.
Exactly, and yet again, we just want to thank everybody out there for following us for so long. F and True Wrestling would not be at the place that it's at today without you guys, our loyal subscribers and fans. So like JC said, please check out F and True Entertainment, Most Extreme Wrestling, the F and True Click. Please subscribe to this page if you already haven't. And for F and True Wrestling, Brian Crazy,
JC Styles, and have a great weekend, guys. And see you back Sunday night for Bound for Glory.
Bound for Glory should be the biggest TNA event of this year. We cannot wait to review it and bring it to you firsthand. Thanks for checking it out, and hopefully Bully Ray will get the tables.
Bye.
Bye.